Hey, Joe, where's Mom? I'm supposed to meet her for lunch.
She went to the groceries, but I'm not sure when she's coming back.
Where'd you get that wad of cash?
Hey, it's payday. I made $600 for a week's work on that construction site. It was freezing out there on those cold days, but it was worth it. I got paid today.
They paid you in cash?
No, it was a check. I went down to the check cashing place downtown, and now I'm gonna go celebrate with my friends.
I have a question for you. Why did you go to the check cashing place to cash your paycheck? That's an awfully expensive way to get your money.
What do you mean? My friend Carlos always goes there. The teller was really nice, and it was so easy. I gave them my check and they cashed it.
Yeah, but I hear they charge for that service. How much did it cost you to cash it?
It was only $10. That's not so bad.
That's crazy. If you had a bank account at the bank down the street, you could cash your check for free, and then that $10 you gave the check cashing guys would be yours.
Yeah, but none of my friends have bank accounts, and I don't think I have enough money to start my own account.
You don't need a lot of money. All banks offer basic accounts that don't require a minimum deposit to start an account.
Yeah, but I'm just gonna spend this money. I mean, I got bills to pay, you know? It's not like I'm gonna save it.
Yeah, I know. I have to pay bills too. But there are two kinds of accounts. There's a checking account, which you use to pay your bills, and a savings account, which is where you put the money that you're saving for the future. When I had my first job a couple years ago, I didn't have a bank account either. I went to the check cashing guys every week. On top of having to pay huge fees, I had all that cash with me that I was carrying around. And I tell you, when I was carrying it all around, I felt rich, so I'd spend way more than I should have. I'd treat myself to lunch out all the time. And at home, I'd keep my money in that canister in the top shelf of my closet way in the back. I tell you, that still made me nervous. I was worried that someone was going to find my stash and steal it. And then when it came time to pay my bills, my cable bills, my electric bills, my phone bills, I had to go back to the check cashing place and buy a money order. What a pain.
That doesn't sound so bad.
Yeah, but if you had a checking account, you could write the checks from your apartment and you would never have to worry about buying money orders. Plus, by writing a check, you could have a record of all your payments when you get the canceled check in your bank statement. Don't you remember when I had that problem with my former landlord who was trying to evict me? He claimed I hadn't paid my rent and he filed all those papers in court. But I had the canceled check and he backed off. Once I had my bank account, I put my money in the bank and I didn't worry about it and I didn't spend it so fast. I know you think it's cool to keep all that money in your money clip, but your pants pocket isn't the safest place to keep your money.
Well, will my money really be safe in the bank? Don't you remember that story Uncle Felix told us? They had a run on the bank, and then he lost all his money. I don't want that to happen to me. I work way too hard for my money.
That won't happen here. In the States, your money is insured by the government. So why haven't you opened up an account?
Well, my money might be safe in the bank, but what if I need it that day? Can I have immediate access to my money? That's what I like about the check cashers. I get my check Friday afternoon, take it to them, and I have money before dinner. Sure, it cost me $10, but I get my money right then when I need it. I can't wait to get my money. One guy told me that if you go to the bank to cash a check from our construction company, they make you deposit it and then wait 3 days before you can pick the money up. That doesn't seem fair. When Friday rolls around, it's time for me to have some fun with my friends, and for that I need money. That's why I work.
I know, having to wait for your check to clear is a pain, but that's why I signed up for direct deposit. That's how you make sure the money is available as soon as you need it. Direct deposit is when the construction company will deposit your paycheck directly into your bank account. That way you don't have to worry about cashing checks, and the money is available as soon as it's been deposited.
How does that help? I still have to go all the way to the bank to get my money. That's not convenient.
Well, Joe, when you open a checking or savings account, the bank will give you an ATM card, which is how you access your money from ATM machines all over the world. You've seen them in the deli, at the supermarket, and, of course, at the bank. Have you ever used one?
Well, I've seen my friends use them, but one guy told me they were a ripoff. You get charged every time you use it.
Well, you do have to be careful. It differs from bank to bank. When you use the ATM at your own bank, it's always free. If you use the ATM at another bank or at the deli, you might get charged with a fee. Just the other day, I went to the ATM at the deli because I needed $50. Their ATM charged me $2 for using their machine. My bank charged me another $150 for using a machine not affiliated with them. and then another $1 for checking my balance on that machine. It cost me $4.50 to get my $50. I didn't like that. So that's why when you're looking for a bank, you should see where their locations are and if it's convenient for you.
Well, you say that my money's not safe in my pocket, but I don't think an ATM card seems much better. I could lose that or someone could take it. Then they would raid my account.
Well, your ATM card isn't going to do someone else much good. Because in order to use it, you need to enter what's called a PIN, or a personal identification number. That's the number that you remember that'll give you access to your account. But if you get one, I wouldn't suggest using your social security number or your birthday or your telephone number, because someone who stole your card is going to probably try those numbers.
I see those machines all over the place, but what if I go to a store, there's no ATM around, and I need to buy something? That's why I carry cash.
Well, today most ATM cards double as a debit card. That means you can use it like cash. You just swipe through the machine at the store and it takes money automatically from your account. It's really quite easy.
All right, you're starting to make sense. But I've never done this before. I'm not even sure if I know how to write a check. It's all new, and it's sort of embarrassing. Let's say I open up a checking account and get checks. How do I write a check?
It's not that hard. You just have to know the format. Here, let me show you. On the top right-hand corner, you put the date. Then on the next line where it says pay to the order of, you write the name of the person or the business that you're paying. Then you write the amount. On this line, you write out the amount again, but in words. So say you're paying $25.40. You write 25 and 40 over 100. Then at the bottom, you sign it. And then where it says memo on the left side, you say the reason for the check. So if it's to your landlord, you put rent, October. Or if it's to your cable company, you write the account number that you have with the company, so you make sure it gets credited to your account.
So which bank should I use?
Well, that depends. I like the one down on the corner because it's convenient for me and they don't charge me for writing checks. You may have to do a little research to find which bank is best for you and they have the best account to meet your needs. Although, my friend did tell me once that all banks in New York are required to offer low-fee bank accounts, which means you don't need to put in more than $25 to open an account, and they don't require monthly balances. So you could get an account like mine from a different bank. With those accounts, you get at least 8 monthly withdrawals for a total fee of only $3.
Well, now that we're talking about banks, do you remember how Aunt Rose used to have that savings account she would put money in each week? Do you have an account like that?
I do, and Auntie told me about that too, and so I started doing what she did. I put $100 into my account every month. It's not much, but it's something, and I do it every month, just like paying rent. That account gets interest, which means that the bank pays me a certain percentage of my money to have it just sitting there. I've also set aside $1,000 into a special account that earns 6% interest. In 12 years, my account will have doubled to $2,000 without me adding in another dime. It's a special account called a certificate of deposit, or CD. I wouldn't be able to get 6% with a regular savings account, but I know that I'm not going to need this money for at least a year. A CD will give me more interest rate in the agreement that I will keep my money on deposit for a certain amount of time.
Well, I'm not ready for that yet because I'm not making that kind of money. But I think I'm going to go down to the bank and see if I can open up a checking and savings account. I'm making money now and I just don't want to waste it.
Now you're listening to me.